So now let's continue with our user authentication. We're going to create a sign-in function. Async. Request and response. So what we need to do over here? We first need to check if the user exists. Then we need to decode the hashed password. We're also going to create a new token, the access token. And then we're going to return the user and the token. All right, so let's start by checking if the user exists. Create a variable to store it, and we do await user.findOne, and here we're going to pass the email because that's what the information we're gonna get from the sign-in. Like we're gonna ask the user for the email and the password, and then it's gonna come from the body email. So now we need to check if there is a user in here. So if not user, we're gonna send an error. We'll call return so we can close the function, stopping it from running any further. You say status 404 and then send invalid password. Email. And this is a good trick in here because, for example, you don't want to say like, oh, a user with this mail doesn't exist, because people might just be phishing if they have the right email to use for that user. So just say either it's invalid, so you don't actually give any information for any malicious user to be fooling around. So now we decode the password, and here we're going to use a function from bcrypt called decode. So we create a variable to hold the password. Let's import bcrypt from bcrypt.js. So here we're going to call await, and we're going to use bcrypt, and when you do a dot, you can see all the methods it has. So here we're gonna use compare. It's going to take the user input password, the one that they sign in with. So we get that from the body, same as we did with the email password. And then we use the one that is stored in our database, which is the hashed password. So now if the password is wrong, we can send it back an error message. 400 this time, send, same as this message in here. So they won't know which one is wrong, so they can be fishing for any information. Now we create a token. Do you remember we have the user generate token from the model here? This one, that's what you're going to use over here now. So we're gonna start the token so we can send it back, and just call it user.generate token. Now we just need to send it back. So the token we're gonna put in the header. Remember we call it access token, and here the second parameter is the token itself. Now status 200 was good stuff. Now we can send back the user. So let's try it out. Let's first create the routes. So it's going to be here. We have the signing, the get signing, so we can test the route first. Signing. So this is what we're getting over here. Now we need to create a post. So I'm just gonna copy this one, change the get to post, and here instead of this function I'm gonna pass the user controller and then call the sign-in function. So save it and let's try. Here it's a post, capital. First I'm going to create a user. Okay, now I can sign in. So here it's a post sign-in. There we go, successfully 200 back. We got our token. Our password was decoded and it returned successfully to us.